Adnan Sai.
Yeah, it's part of the responsibility of we coaches by putting the house together. We have responsibilities until the end of the season. Some of them are there. We had a one-on-one conversation with them. We have meetings with them. We didn't go for a break after our match at Takwa. We stayed in camp. We only trained for some few days, give some few days rest, and keep playing friendly matches to keep our hope, because we know the position that we are in is very bad. So the moment you break them and they are coming back, it's like we are going to start all over. It's a painful loss, but we need to go back, correct our errors tactically, technically, then psychologically, see how best we can tackle the next game ahead.
Questions for Coach? Yes.
Coach, my name is Raphael from Prosper Ogum. Coach, you said you are in a bad state, and this season you've not won a game at away, and your side is one side that is conceding most goals. I think 24 or 5. How do you intend to straighten your away games, and how do you intend to mitigate the rate at which you concede goals? Because Frank Akoto is doing his best, yet still your teams concede.
Yeah, it's one of the things we've been working on when we observed and realized that away games are always difficult for us, especially when it comes to the mental toughness of players. Ghana Premier League, if you are not mentally tough, your technical abilities or tactical abilities alone cannot give you results. It's one thing that we are working on, and see that we've beefed up the team to see how best we can get other defenders to support. And if we cannot score, but we will not concede. But it's unfortunate that this incident happened. But we are working better to see how best our defense or the middle or the whole team can improve. We just need improvement in each department. If all the departments are working, I think the problem will be solved. But if we allow the responsibility on only the defenders, I don't think we can make it.
Coach, Eugene calling from Prosper Radio. Last season, Legon City struggled, and it took some 2 matches in the last round of matches for you to survive. This season, are you surviving?
We are struggling. I can't deny that fact that we are not struggling. We are struggling. But if you look at the point build up in the league table, it's on and off. We go up one, we drop again. Now that we lost to Kotoko, if you look at the table, how we've gone down. But considering the other matches that are, it's just about a point or two. So winning a match takes you off from it. We don't want the situation of last season to happen, that the last 2 matches that we need to survive. No, we want to survive the league even within the middle of the second round.
Okay. Last question,
Coach, in the lead up to you conceding the first goal, one thing I observed, you said you played in a 4-3-3 shape. But one thing I observed when you were not in possession was that I think your number 6, Kote, and then Akoto, there was an additional presence in there, making the shape similar to a back 5. You were too reserved. You stayed much longer in your box, and then there was not too much pressure on the Kotoko midfielders. Do you think that particular tactic and the shape that you adopted in such instances, do you think it was a contributory factor to the first goal you conceded? Because I saw that after the first goal, Coach Yahweh Champon was very angry, and then he was throwing his hands in the air. What actually happened? Can you explain?
Yeah, if you look at the goal we conceded from Asante at that distance, we went back because it was an attack on our side. So definitely we need a numerical advantage to defend. So if you look at, it's not the midfielder that scored, even though the midfielders gave a shot to the back four, it was from the left back. A tactical error movement from our right winger forces that goal. But if we are defending in the shape. So if we are defending in the shape and one player is missing, that is where the fault came from. And the second thing was that when Asidu had a full control of the ball, none of the closer midfielders, even though the right midfielder was late, but the other midfielders could have saved the situation. They could have solved the situation by confronting the player with the ball. But if you stand afar and give it 2 meters away or 3 meters away, he had the space and he shot. And that was how we considered the goal. It was not from the 3 midfielders that we played. The 3 midfielders at that situation, Baba and Intim were all in front of our arc. And the ball dropped behind them and Asibi controls. So if the right winger had tracked him down, he could have saved the situation. That's my observation.
Gentlemen of the media, once again, welcome to the official post-match press conference of match week 23, action of the Ghana Premier League. It's Kotoko 2, Legon Cities. There we have with us the head coach of Asante Kotoko, Dr. Prosper Ogum, here with us. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure it was a very emotional day, very difficult game considering the circumstances. First, a few words on the events leading to this game and how you've managed to get your players to get this very crucial win today.
Yeah, I think it has not been easy if you look at how associated we are all to Poly. It has not been easy trying to overcome it. Sometimes it looks like it's a dream, but then it's a reality. Because of our attachment to him, it was very difficult to overcome. If you look at the body language of the players, it wasn't that pleasant. It was a sad body language that they exhibited throughout. But then what I told them was that they should minimize their watching of his videos and their reading of publications about him. Because the more you watch videos about him, the more you read publications about him, the more it looks like, no, it is not true, but then it is true. So it will be very difficult for the pain to go away. So we spoke with them, and then I'm sure they tried, but then I felt it so much today when we were doing a minute silent, and then they played that song by Osibisa, Only Heavy Moves, where we are going. Even as I'm speaking, I can feel it. And somebody typically of him, like today, he ushered the team in. You see him do so many things which are very significant to the entertainment aspect of the game, and then the publicity of the team. So may he rest in peace, and our deepest condolences to the wife, the children, the family, and to the Kotoko family. It has not been easy, but then we have to try as much as possible to move on, as we still cherish him in our hearts. And I'm also happy with what was written in front of the banner. Forever you'll be in our hearts, and I'm sure forever Poli will become a significant person in the history of Ghana football.
Right, before my colleagues come in now, I think the fact that before paid our last respects to him, Kotoko is a football club, so you have to get going with the football. Very good win today. On goal difference, your team is on top of the league, but the Guinea Gold Stars also won their game. How to Poke won yesterday. It looks like gradually it's becoming a 3 to 4 horse race. You have a few injuries as we speak, but how happy are you to be able to still get this win with the amount of injuries you have today in the team?
Yeah, I'm excited because you have a lot of players who are injured, and you are able to still assemble a team that is solid like you saw today. I think it's good. For the injuries, I don't know, but then the medical team, I can assure you, are working very hard day and night to make sure that these players recover and join the team. I've already told those who are fit that as we wait for those sure that we accumulate some points and put ourselves in a key position for contention, so that anytime they are ready to join, we don't have to struggle. It means we are already in the race for 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 for, for the title. So the injury situation has not been good. And if you look at how they played today, I think we did well. Even though it's been 5 weeks since we played, so you can see we weren't that usual sharp. We were not quick in terms of ball speed, in terms of player speed, in terms of our rotational movements. Even the chance creation, even though we created some, but then it wasn't as it used to be. So I'm of the view that as we play a few games, they will be match ready and gain their match fitness, and I think we'll be sharper with and without the ball as we move on.
Right. Questions for Doc? Yes.
Coach, Michael Akumia to me. Coach, despite the team lacking sharpness and a lot of big actions, I saw a level of determination and strength all over the field. Do you think whatever that happened with Pole is going to really be a catalyst for the club to give it all and win the league?
Yeah, we've spoken to them, and we've tried as much as possible to ensure that every game we play, we honor our dear brother. Because anywhere we go, whether in Kumasi here or we are on the road, he's the first to welcome us to the venue. So we are all determined. That was why you saw it today. Everybody's determined, because we can't go through this pain and also play as if there's nothing at stake. If we do that, it means we've not been fair to our brother. So we've all decided that we'll train as hard as we can and make sure that we play also as hard as we can to gain them as more points to honor our brother.
Yes.
Coach, as part of your resume, you have done sports psychology to a larger extent.
He's a doctor.
Yeah. Considering events that unraveled in Swatre on February 2nd, I'm not saying take aside the death of Bully, but considering everything that happened and what the players went through, can you take time to run us through the kind of work you had to put in to psychologically prepare the players for a game like this? Because Kotoko was at the center of everything that happened. You've been the talk of town for the past month. How much work did you put into readying the players to come onto the pitch and then deliver as they did today?
I think I've made that submission earlier on. I've asked them to reduce the watching of videos of volley, because per studies, the more you watch certain events, the more attached you become to the events that you watch. So the more you are attached to somebody and you cannot see the person again, in order to reduce the pain, that pain, emotional pain, one of the key ways to overcome it or to reduce the pain is to make sure that you distance yourself from videos and publications about that person. Where the person used to be, if you are somebody who meets him somewhere where the person used to be, you don't go to those places again. Because anytime you go, let's say it's an event center, if it's a restaurant, if it's a drinking bar or whatever it is, whether it's church or wherever it is, I mean places that you meet the person, you have to reduce your going to those places, because anytime you go there, you will remember him and you go through pain. If you have a catalog of photos and videos with him or about him, you have to stop watching them, because as you watch them, then you rekindle or you reignite the memories, and then the pain will come back. So basically, as far as our situation is concerned, this is what I've told them, because this is a gentleman. You see him at the residence. He's reading he's doing so many things. Yeah, he's with his players, having fun, talking about football, arguing about certain things that are so pleasant. So definitely they will remember him for who he is. But then as I said, it's all about trying to use it, and that is what